maybe to start us out, why Maryland? What made you choose this team?
Yeah, I actually didn't know much about Maryland until probably last week when I started, or maybe 2 weeks ago when Coach Buzz was reached out. But
Mhm.
just the culture that he's gonna bring to Maryland. It's kind of funny. My dad probably once a month used to always send me Buzz Williams clips.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
he was a huge fan just of how he runs his programs and um, kind of the faith-based aspect that he brings as
Mhm.
well. Um, that was a big part of me coming to Virginia. So um, just knowing that the culture he wants to establish at Maryland and the things that he thinks I could bring.
Did you know him or any member of the staff prior to this, or did they recruit you the last time you were in the portal, or any familiarity, I guess?
No, not really.
Okay.
But one of my trainers from back home um, knows of Coach Williams. I guess
Mhm.
he actually works for a guy who goes way back with Coach Buzz. So,
Oh, cool.
he kind of knows how he runs his programs and the culture that he has established, and kind of like I said, like how he uses players like me.
Mhm.
Um, so, like I said, I just thought it was a good fit.
Yeah, makes sense. I was wondering because, John Rothstein always says that Maryland is the spring break capital of the Northeast. You've been in San Diego, you're from the Phoenix area. Those are some nice spring break places to go. So I didn't know if that was the main draw to get you to College Park, Maryland.
No, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's not quite as the weather's not quite as great as those places. So I'm sorry to disappoint you if nobody's mentioned that yet. It gets a little colder here in the winter, but probably similar to what you're used to at UVA. So you should be well equipped by now.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so just kind of talking through this a little bit, like obviously the roster is not fully formed here, but I'm assuming you're at least familiar with a decent number of these guys from previous years or seeing them play. So was that part of the draw too of just seeing the other kind of guys that are being brought in as well and how you'd fit with those pieces?
Yeah, that was a huge part of the draw. When I left Virginia, when I decided to enter the transfer portal, a lot of it had to do with because we didn't have a roster.
Sure.
We didn't have guys committed. We didn't have a single turning minute other than myself the day I entered. So um, just knowing that anywhere I was going to be a new spot.
Mhm.
I was kind of looking for a place with some older guys in the roster. Coach Buzz bringing Pharrell Payne and Solomon Washington over. I've always kind of been a fan of Miles Rice's game as well from afar. So just knowing that those guys will be on the roster, that was definitely a bonus.
Anything they kind of talk to you about in terms of style of play? I mean, obviously, anybody who's seen a Buzz Williams team play at Texas A&M expects a certain kind of thing. But I don't know. Did they tell you what they might do differently or do the same, or what they kind of want to focus on?
Yeah, a lot of similar things. When I went on my visit, they also showed clips from Virginia Tech, how
Mhm.
they kind of
Okay.
had maybe some different personnel at the forward spot,
Yep.
or the forward spots, and they would run some different actions. But um, really just defense, rebounding.
We love
Kind of
those
similar to
things.
how it was at San Diego State. Yeah.
That's cool.
Um, so that was intriguing.
Any member of this roster that you knew or familiar with, like personally beforehand?
Not really. I actually watched Texas A&M play a couple times this year.
Gotcha.
Um, so obviously saw Pharrell and Solomon play, but
Mhm.
um, not other than that, not really.